Valente Motorsports is a small race car engineering company set up in 2013 in Champaign, Illinois. We're comprised of a group of engineering and business experts united in the goal of bringing our passion for amateur motor racing to a product on the market that's never been seen before. We hope to convince you today that we are ready to bring our product to the market and are seeking your investment of $800,000 for a 125% return in just 5 years. In early 2013, we began an in-depth market analysis of the road racing and autocross landscape. SCCA registration member data shows that there are over 70,000 members who are registered and participate in autocross and road racing events. There are additional 20,000 members who are not members but still participate in autocross events. This gives us a 90,000 drivers every year who are potential customers, and that number is growing year over year by 4%. Through event survey data, we see that the majority of vehicles are what we call low performance. These are averaged around $14,000 and what we call your stock Civics or Miatas. They have low stock power, not too many driver features, and are usually pretty slow. Next, we have what we call medium performance vehicles. These cost around $27,000 and are your spec Miatas or used M3s. They have more power stock and have more driver features as well. And finally, we have what we call high performance vehicles. They average around $55,000 and are your Porsche Caymans, Corvettes, or Formula Racers. These vehicles have a lot of power, have a lot more driver features, and have a lot of good handling right out of the box. After analyzing the data, we immediately thought to ourselves that we could build a ground-up, dedicated race car with high performance for less than the average price of a medium performance race car. If successful, this car will fit a gap that no other product will because its performance will far exceed its price. So our target customer will make around $90,000 on the low end and is average age around 26 to 45 years old. They're 91% male and have over 5 years of racing experience. They spend about $1,500 a year on tuning and upgrading their vehicles, and the most important thing is that they are a willing customer. That means they're trying to upgrade from their old vehicles or trying to move up a performance tier.
To be successful, the product we want to create must be designed around the target market and fit them like the proverbial glove. We know that the average customer spends around $27,000 on his product, and therefore our car must be cheaper than that. Further, any additional investment, such as operating and maintenance costs, must be kept low. About 9% of the market is female, which is much too large for market share to ignore on potential sales, and therefore our car must be designed to be comfortable for both males and females. For our car to be better than our competitors, we must meet the following performance metrics: 195 horsepower per ton, a 0 to 60 time of 4.8 seconds, and the ability to pull at least 1.6 Gs of lateral acceleration.
So the question was, could we create a product that both meets the price point and hits our performance target? With the Aero, we have. The Aero is a 100% purpose-built race car that completely beats the performance competition. We exceeded our every performance metric with careful design of each component, countless hours of testing, and prototype customer feedback. The Aero contains all the features of a high-end race car. Adjustable Öhlins dampers at each corner allows the driver full customizability of his cornering preferences. The Motec ECU comes preloaded for max power right out of the box, and sends real-time driver feedback to our LED-lit steering wheel. In addition, our carbon fiber aero package creates more than 200 pounds of downforce at just 50 miles an hour. Driver-centric features such as paddle shifters, shift lights, and launch control ensure that the driver is focusing on driving the car and not the controls in the cockpit. In addition, foam seating ensures a perfect fit for each customer. With the starting price of just $26,449, the Aero gets delivered right to your doorstep, trailer included. The trailer and the car weigh only around 1,000 pounds, so it can be towed by most passenger vehicles. And it comes preloaded with all SCCA safety and regulatory features, so it's track ready right away. Finally, operating costs are less than $1,000 a year for tires and costs. All of this adds up to a race car that gives an unbelievable dosage of track day performance at a very sustainable cost.
To produce our car in volume, we have selected a warehouse space in Decatur, Illinois. Real estate is cheap due to the relatively sparse population density, and due to the recent closures of Caterpillar plants, we can easily hire workers at a modest cost. Our 110,000 square foot facility will be used to manufacture 80% of our components and even assemble the entire vehicle. We'll be utilizing CNC lathes and mills to increase precision and repeatability. Our in-house composites lab will be used to provide our proprietary carbon fiber components, which will help reduce both cost and the overall weight of the car. Our 50,000 square foot indoor racing track will also allow us to perform developments and improvements throughout the year. With a maximum production capacity of 250 cars, we have provided ourselves with ample headroom to grow in the future. We will be outsourcing the remaining 20% of our parts, namely the engine, dampers, and brake calipers. These parts are expensive and money can be easily saved by going to reliable suppliers.
We've developed an aggressive marketing strategy aimed towards our target market, full of customers who are frequent autocross participants and are used to a space ripe with tried and true competition. We decided to reach them through various internet outlets such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, all of which are free and allows us access to tens of thousands of members. To go even beyond your typical virtual advertising, we want our potential customers to feel the Aero in person. That is why we have prepared a specialized team of members trained to show off the performance of the Aero at SCCA events around the country. We are confident that once customers see and hear the Aero, they'll have no choice but to sign up for a test drive. Once they're directed to our website, they'll have access to a lot of information on the Aero, such as product comparisons, details on how to order, and operating costs. Finally, once they're a confirmed customer, they'll have access to their very own dashboard where they can compare specs, stats, and times with other fellow Aero owners on the forum.
To calculate our yearly sales, we looked at three main sources of potential customers. First, we looked at the overall market growth rate. We know that the overall market grows at a steady 4% every year, and we expect to take a conservative 1% of this market. Next, we looked at the vehicle turnover rate. There are about 2,200 medium performance vehicles that are bought and sold in the market, and using our aggressive marketing strategies, we are confident that we can get 6% of this market. Finally, we looked at sales made by impulse buyers. These are the buyers that are not actively looking to buy a car, but by looking at the immense value in the Aero, will be forced to make an emotional decision. This brings us up to a yearly sales of 155 cars per year, and with an initial ramp up, we can hit this by year 3. After then, once our brand recognition increases, we plan to increase our market share by 0.5% every year. We predict that by year 8, as we start selling more cars, our cars will begin to reach market saturation. At this point, we plan to introduce a completely stripped down version of our car to cater to the more populous, lower mid-tier market. This market is double the size of the medium performance vehicles, and this could potentially boost our sales by 3 times over.
Our initial funding needed of $1.9 million. It covers our machinery, production operating costs for the 6 months, and building down payment. A key partnership with Penske Racing for $500,000 gives it for a 10% stake in the company, gives us an initial valuation of $5 million. In addition, we have already been pre-approved with a government loan for $600,000. Our partnership with Penske will allow us to vast network and logistical structure around the country, which allows us to ship our cars for an average cost of only $800. And approximately 20% profit margin, you can see that you will be out of the red in just year 3. Based on conservative sales and profit projections, we see that you will give 125% return on investment in just 5 years. When you are happy with the booming sales and increased market demand, we will have an option for you to double down your initial investment for $800,000, giving you a 40% return on investment in just 10 years. With its customer-driven design and unbeatable value, we hope you are as excited as we are to bring the Aero to market, so that the world can experience the machine that was born to thrill. Thank you.